Hey folks, the wait for more coverage on Tears of the Kingdom prior to release ended today. Earlier today, Nintendo blessed us with 10 minutes, actually a little bit more than that, of gameplay content. This is the first time we've seen full proper gameplay for this game, and man, did it amaze me. It was overwhelmingly amazing to watch. A lot went by fast, and there was just so much to take in all at once. I mean, just take this clip for example.
はい、それでは引き続き進んでいってみましょう。
But after rewatching a few times, I've picked up on a few secrets and details in this gameplay session. And in this video, I want to highlight and delve deeper into these secrets and details. Tears of the Kingdom is almost just one single month away, but for now, let's continue this hype train up to release and look at 5 gameplay secrets and details from today's session. Be sure to go and grab yourself a snack or drink and send them in to get featured right here. And also be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps the channel out. And let's get into this one. I won't be going in order of the session, but rather in order of my excitement for each of these points. The first secret/detail that I want to bring up is the cave markers on the minimap. Now, I gotta be honest here, I didn't spot this nor think about it and its implications at first. My great friend Triforce Trends actually pointed it out to me. If you look closely, we can see the icons on the map for cave entrances. We can confirm this as one is exactly where Link is as he enters this cave. Now, look closely. Some have a tick next to them, presumably meaning that they're complete. Do you know what this means? Completable caves. And this is just one section of the Sky Islands. There appears to be tons more across the islands, and this also hints further at more being down below the actual surface. An underworld. These small details hint at potentially so much. Why would they need to be marked as complete? Well, that must mean there is some sort of task to be completed within. Perhaps similar to how the Sheikah shrines from Breath of the Wild mark completion and full completion. These caves may serve as mini dungeons or something like that. Possibly with a puzzle or two and an enemy or two. Man, I don't know. But the fact that they have completion markers must mean more than just exploration. If you know me, and Triforce Trends as he brought this up to me, you'll know that we're both massive fans of the caves and underground potential in this game. And for me, this screams there be more to the caves than we currently know, which is still very little. For all we know, these might have lifted up from deep below Hyrule. We'll have to wait and see. The next cool thing I spotted was a detail with the shield we see Link wielding, which it itself isn't anything new, as we've seen this new shield design in a few trailers for the game already. What I found rather interesting is when Link goes to fuse with objects. The shield comes up as an option to fuse with. It's called the Old Wooden Shield. Now, why is this interesting to me? Well, that's because, what exactly makes this shield old? Perhaps this might sound subjective, but to me, this looks like a fairly okay standard wooden shield. It doesn't scream old or aged to me. Could this be hinting at, you know, time manipulation of some kind? You know, time mechanics perhaps? You know, something related to the main story in this new look Link? Perhaps? Maybe? Mayhaps? Maybe? What I'm trying to say is, does this hint at time travel or a time jump of some kind, or am I looking way too much into this? I'll let you decide that one. Next, I want to focus on the vials on Link's hip. We've seen these before in artwork in previous trailers, but in those, a lot more full than we see here. It's also important to note that Link only has 4 hearts here. These 2 facts tell us some important information. The 4 hearts tells us that this is early into the game, but not very early. Link typically starts with 3 hearts, and also doesn't usually start with abilities and gear like this. Nintendo have purposely hid the opening of the game, unlike with the showing off of Breath of the Wild, prior to its release. Secondly, the lack of vials here also indicates this being early into the adventure, but the fact that he has 1 here tells us that he has accomplished something significant already, presumably anyway. A few ideas have been brought up regarding these. One in particular that I really love is them being connected to dungeons within the game. The amount of vials would fit the rough, typical amount of traditional dungeons for a Zelda game. It's not too far-fetched of an idea if you ask me, it just begs the question, what has he already completed at this point to receive it? Well, an idea going around that I support is this tower and the islands around it, which we see Link exploring in the gameplay, could actually be some sort of opening dungeon and tutorial segment to teach us the basics. Perhaps in the gameplay, we're actually revisiting it, with Link already having done it. It's a guess still, of course, but I think this detail makes it more likely that these are a form of progress marking, hopefully with them being retrieved from dungeons. Traditional dungeons, let me clarify that. In the new and improved UI, we saw a few new details on the map. There are now numbers to track our latitude, longitude, and altitude. I think? I'm not an expert on that, but I believe those are the correct terms. In basic Hyrule Gamer terms, this one appears to measure how high or low we are to sea level. We see here, on the surface, it sits around 20. However, once in the sky, it's well into the thousands. You can see it varies slightly the lower or higher up Link gets. Now, this isn't anything major at base value, but a point I'd like to be considered here is that this could easily go into the negatives. In other words, underground. We've seen an underground. It's surely gotta be a part of it, right? It's very possible in my opinion. An idea I've also seen mentioned by a few people is that the underground map could be similar to how Hyrule Castles was displayed in Breath of the Wild, but I guess time will tell with this one. And the final point I want to cover is the Zonai. Oh my god. I did not expect the Zonai to be confirmed as an actual present piece of Tears of the Kingdom in such a small way. I mean, all the theories, mysteries, and ideas regarding them since Breath of the Wild came out, and then amplified by the existence of this game and its build-up, to be confirmed with just a small item drop from an enemy? That's so Nintendo, and I bloody love it. It's felt clear for a long time, but to actually see the word Zonai in the gameplay itself is crazy. It's so insanely cool, and is going to have massive implications for the game's story. All of the symbolism we've seen, all of the technology, and even Link's arm, could all be connected to the famous and long-lost Zonai tribe. Hell, we don't even know if these mechanical strong constructs. Fuck me. Hell, we don't even know if these mechanical constructs are the Zonai or just yet another marvellous work of theirs. It's hard to say at this point, but man, learning more about the Zonai tribe in Tears of the Kingdom looks a lot more likely than before. Also, those who have for literal years said the Zonai are not going to be in the game, and yeah, we're gonna ignore the brief time I was a part of that, you can finally stop denying the Zonai. They are present, and I hope they are to a very great extent. Their technology is present, so let's wait and see to what extent this is present throughout the entire game. Honestly, I wouldn't rule out there being an actual Zonai settlement on one or multiple of these islands. The constructs appear to be in very good condition. Who is keeping them that way? Are they the Zonai? Or, like I said, just mere marvellous creations of the mastermind tribe that disappeared from Hyrule long ago? To conclude this video, Tears of the Kingdom looks absolutely stunning. These 10 minutes or so of gameplay has made me so much more excited for the game than I already was. It just looks amazing. The overworld looks changed up enough to be entertaining, despite my concerns in my mind at first. The Skylands look more than filled with all sorts of content to play through, and there is still a very mysterious underground to be showing off. Entirely really, as well as whatever else the game might have in store. This game is definitely not just DLC to Breath of the Wild, and it's going to be insanely massive. There are tons of little details, secrets, and mysteries within this gameplay session, and I'll be covering a lot more following this video. If there is anything in particular you'd like to see discussed, just let me know. Oh, and also let me know what your favourite thing showing off was. I'll be reading and replying to your comments, so be sure to leave one, you lovely, beautiful human. As always, be sure to drop a wee like down below if you enjoyed, and also consider subscribing for more fabulous Zelda content all the way up to the release of Tears of the Kingdom and beyond. Follow my social media pages linked below to keep up to date or send in a snack or drink photo. And as always, a huge massive amazing shout out goes to all of my channel supporters. Thanks a ton. Your support really helps me to make these videos week in, week out, all month long, 365 days a year. If you'd like to join them and get yourself a shout upon joining and your name at the end of every video, then consider supporting via the links below. thanks for watching. I hope you all have an amazing day or night. I know I'm gonna. And until the next time, I've been Hyrule Gamer.